Well, hello everyone. Thank you for watching today. I just want you to know that we are on our new set. We want to thank NG Production Films for allowing us to have such a beautiful, unique place to reach Christians. And today, our nation is under siege. We have no time to waste. Our ministry is growing. We're going to a different level, and it's because of our partners and our friends that we're having such an impact in the Christian television media, educating and informing intercessors especially, but all of America as to what is really taking place. We must win the spiritual war, and we must understand the demonic activity in high places that have and are putting our nation and the citizens of this nation in grave danger, not only by not securing our borders, but in backroom deals behind the scenes made by Speaker Paul Ryan concerning defunding Social Security and merging Medicare and Medicaid while keeping congressional pensions and health care for life after working 600 days. You need to right now go call your friends. Tell them Faye is on. It's time to confront corrupt politicians with the truth. This is a crucial year. Everyone must pay attention. We must pray and we must act. I am Faye Hardin, and this is Well, welcome back. Today we're talking about hijacking seniors on Social Security and what we need to do to face the facts and know how to respond to unconstitutional laws and unconstitutional spending and the $1.1 trillion omnibus bill. You have to know what you're not being told that's in it. Before we go there, though, I want to invite you to like me on Facebook. I've activated my Facebook page, and please go to facebook.com/Faye USA and get informed and help get the truth out and our call to action to stop the wicked in authority. Also, go to Insight USA and enter your email and receive my Power e-blast that's exposing the lies of the media, the candidates, and Saul Alinsky radicals thwarting funds appropriated for national security to fund the invasion of this nation. Become a partner with me and receive the much in-demand weekly prayer bulletin, Face Facts, that is leading prayer warriors with intercessors with insight who pray 2 hours a week for America. You can receive a complimentary copy of our Face Facts by just calling 407-265-0700 or just go to Insight USA, make a donation, and request Face Facts. This year, the year of 2016, the theme of our ministry is taking the gospel to America. I will tell you more about this a little bit later in the program. But what we want to do now is we want to bring you to what was actually in this omnibus spending bill that threatens seniors and let you understand that there's no cost of living increase for seniors this year, but what is taking place is a disgrace. I say even demonic. So stay tuned. I'll be right back. Hi, I'm Faye Hardin. I'm preparing our intercessors to assume the responsibility God's given us in 2016. Blanket America with the gospel. Don't miss this month's Partner's Gift, Faith to Move Mountains. This is by Judge Hal Morris, an attorney and counselor at law in Georgia. He's also a judge. It's a powerful book. You have to grow to be an intercessor. For those that'll give a $50 monthly gift, we need partners. We want to send you this month's partner's gift, Faith to Move Mountains. You've got to build your faith. Or if you would just like to make a one-time gift of $100 and ask for Faith to Move Mountains and become one of our prayer warriors that's going to take America for God. Well, I want you to take note of what I'm getting ready to reveal to you. And I was getting a New Year's letter to all of my partners and friends when I actually read part of the omnibus bill. I couldn't believe it. It took me 4 days to go through and try to summarize so I could bring the information to our friends, our partners, our television viewers, to let you see just how treasonous this omnibus bill really is, and what took place behind closed doors with Paul Ryan, Nancy Pelosi, and the President, the $1.1 trillion omnibus bill. And I'm going to just share with you just a little bit of the information that was actually in my New Year's letter, because I just sent this out a week or so ago, and our programs are in advance, but I have to share it with you because I want you to get a copy of this particular publication so you can share it with your friends. You can also go to my website and you can read it there and forward the information to your friends. The website, insightUSA.us. But let me just tell you some of the things that was funded in a bill that the Congress was not allowed to read. They have no idea what they passed. They do this all the time. And that's why it's unconstitutional. The Obamacare bill, the Congress did not write that. They didn't read it either. It was passed. And that is unconstitutional. And then the amnesty bill, Congress didn't read it or write it. And it is unconstitutional. And my goal for you is for you to understand what this little book stands for. And you need to read it. It is very plain. And if you don't understand it, that this is it, the bottom line, they're getting away with things in this country that they should never get away with. So before I go to the Social Security scam, let me tell you what is actually in the bill that's putting this nation in grave danger. And this is how they're doing it. And they're funding it, which makes many of the people in the Congress and the Senate aiding and abetting enemies of this country. So in our publication, the House passed Paul Ryan's $1.1 trillion omnibus spending bill, negotiated with Representative Nancy Pelosi from California. A majority of the House Republicans voted for the measure, which fully funds Obama's invasion of our nation, including Islamic jihadists, and in passing the legislation, the House has approved funding. Now, I want you to understand that in this same publication, I have listed all of the members that voted for it, and you need to know who they are. And I'm going to start doing my face facts on papers that have notebook holes in it, so you can begin your notebook and keep up with the facts, and we can stay on track with exactly how we need to pray and exactly who we need to contact and why, because there's so much going on, and it could not go on without an act of Congress. It could not go on unless Congress agrees to pay for it. So this is what Paul Ryan has done up to now, and the majority of the Republicans that voted for it, and most of the Democrats, I think mostly all but 5 in the Senate and the Congress. The migrant surge for fully funding every U.S. immigration program currently in existence. They funded every immigration program. They don't have any excess money for seniors, for a cost of living increase, for national security, for closing our borders, for added law enforcement officers. No money. There's nothing left for that. They cry poverty all the time, and yet this is what they've agreed to do. The president's expansion of the refugee program through the Syrian migrant resettlement, even though they know that there are jihadists going into other countries, they are going to fund the Syrian resettlement, beginning, I think, with 10,000, and the number goes up to over 200,000. And one report says 100,000 have already been brought here by the Homeland Security Department. We're going to pay for that. For the issuance of nearly 300,000 visas to migrants from Muslim countries in the next year. Think about this, flooding our country and knowing that the enemies of America are here, and they came through with the same system. And they tell you, even the FBI director tells us, the jihadists are in every state. Sometimes they say cities in America, but the governors don't know where they are. The mayors don't know where they are. Local police don't know where they are. They're just here. How did they get here? Your Homeland Security has allowed them gateway, entry. No money for an exit strategy. No money for an exit system to keep up with the people in our country. No money to deport the enemies of America that are here. But 300,000 visas to migrants from Muslim countries in the next year alone. All Mideast immigration programs, sanctuary cities. Now we have a war on gun ownership, and the victims of gun violence is on every media broadcast that you hear, but they are ignoring the victims of the terrorists. They are ignoring the police officers that are dead because they have been assassinated by sometimes Muslims, sometimes the black movement that's going through this uncivil rest that's in our country. The sanctuary cities are aiding and abetting criminals that are illegally in our country. And this is a crime, but we are paying for it. Obama's continued executive amnesty for dreamers. This is amnesty that was given by executive order. And again, the amount of money that's going to it are in the billions. Homeland Security is diverting funds from national security to the invasion from the third world countries coming across the southern border, the resettlement of illegal aliens within the U.S. interior, and $150 million to Mexico, which is believed to be a payoff, so they will allow the Central American illegals to cross New Mexico unhindered to come across our border, our southern border, and make it into our country and be scattered across $150 million. No money for cost of living for seniors. No money for added police officers. And that's just the beginning of what we've been told. No money for the rebuilding of our infrastructure. The omnibus bill funds the release of criminal illegal aliens that are going to kill us from prisons. 6,000 prisoners have been released back on our streets, but two ranchers in Oregon for burning brush on 127 acres of their 6,000 acre ranch. so that they wouldn't have wildfires and their ranches would not burn down, are going to prison for 5 years at the same time that 6,000 prisoners are being released and just put back in to the communities and have no way to track them, and yet that is being funded through the omnibus bill. We have got to wake up. You need to know the facts, and you need to quit being afraid of hearing the facts as a Christian. I give facts to inform people to understand how to pray, what to pray for, and that the scriptures tell us to rebuke the devourer, to pray out evil doers out of positions of authority. And it's a disgrace that we've got 2 ranchers going to prison for 5 years for just burning their brush. And their senators, the 2 senators from Oregon, have not contacted them whatsoever. And without an outcry, that nothing is going to change. Our nation is in grave danger. The omnibus bill quadruples H-2B foreign workers visas, which will cost more Americans blue-collar jobs and workers. And we've been told that the majority of people in this country are middle class, don't have $500 in the bank. And this year, since Obamacare is now in motion, companies cannot give you over 30 hours a week to work. We have been sabotaged and we have been hijacked. But it's going to be the Christians, not just the evangelical Christians, but the Christians, and our black Christians, our Hispanic Christians, those that have come into our country from other countries who are born-again Christians. It's going to be up to us to make the change and understand where we are, that we are all, and the Democrats, you're not exempt from what is getting ready to take place through the Social Security sabotage. You're not exempt of what is getting ready to take place through Obamacare and your inability to get medical care. The truth is not being told. And now the jobs are going to be going with H-2B visas. Then that is being headed up by the senator in Florida, Marco Rubio. So keep that in mind when you hear all of the rhetoric concerning my senator running for president. He's already admitted that the Senate, he's useless in the Senate. So he's running for president. But he's running on our dime. We didn't elect him from Florida to run for president. And he's already said he's running for the presidency and he would be missing votes. So think about that when you think about having someone like that running our country again. The omnibus bill funds tax credits for illegal aliens that are draining billions of dollars of refunds and taxpayers' resources. It locks in huge spending increases for all federal agencies, more than they asked for. The Chief of Staff of President Obama Sunday announced that they were so rejoicing over the president's victory with the budget that they actually got everything they wanted plus $50 billion more than they asked for. $50 billion more. So the climate change could do more, the federal agencies could do more, and yet to $1.1 trillion, and our nation is at risk. Our education is in Miami. It's a third world country. It's most of the people there don't speak English. I've been on location there. I've tried to reveal Rubio country to people and just show how the collusion with Jay Johnson in funding the invasion of America instead of funding the national security interest of our country is what is being funded by Paul Ryan. It fails to allocate funds to complete the 700-mile fence on our southern border. And that money has already been allocated. That fence was approved and the money was allocated in 2006. It has never, ever been used for that purpose. It's been thwarted and used for the invasion and not for the fence. Also, the entry-exit system has been funded, and yet it has never been put into motion. The climate change is a hoax. It cannot be proven. It's no more than a money laundering system to the Saul Alinsky radicals. It has been approved in the omnibus bill. Obamacare, totally approved. And then Planned Parenthood. And you need to know who voted. But we also need to recognize that this is a bill that breaks the laws because it aids and abets people that are in this country that are a threat to our national security. The jihadists are here, and there's no real funding and no real push from the three, from the Congress, Senate, or the Justice Department to change that. But I want you to stay tuned because I'm getting ready to show you what they plan to do with seniors. And you are going to be furious, the same as me. I'll be right back. I would encourage you today to get my DVD on Obamacare, The Untold Story. We uncovered in our research who wrote this bill and why. It merges the amnesty bill with the Obamacare bill for the sole purpose of establishing a one-party system. You see the peaceful and the faces. It was not the Congress. It was unconstitutional, and this DVD will be a life changer for you, and you'll understand why seniors must get the facts. The DVD is available. Senator Ted Cruz says that because of this disastrous law, millions of Americans are out of work or unable to find full-time work. Seniors are dying at the hands of Obamacare.
Get Obamacare, The Untold Story DVD today. Call Faye now.
Well, our program is gone again. We just can't get enough in the 30-minute program that we now have. But I want you to just get my report on what Paul Ryan's plans are for Social Security and how the omnibus bill affects it and how much it's cut Social Security. The plan is to merge Medicare and Medicaid. The plan is to eliminate Social Security. There's nothing like it that you could ever imagine. In order to do that, we must take a stand. I need prayer warriors, and I need sponsors for our television ministry. It's in demand, and all we need are people who are willing to become sponsors for this program. We have wonderful partners with gifts. We want you to get it. So if you would call 407-265-0700, press 2 and say, Faye, I want to work with you. I want to make a donation. I believe there's people that could write checks for $10,000 to this ministry and you wouldn't miss it. We must get the word out. Others could become monthly partners, and you need to do it today. You need to get my report, and this is only the beginning of the reports that we're bringing out. Go on my Facebook page, facebook.com//FayUSA. You can go on our website right now and make a donation of any amount, large or small, insightUSA.us. You must have this information. Christians, it's up to us to think that Paul Ryan is behind the scenes working out a budget deal, touting how wonderful it's going to be and how they are going to balance the budget. Well, Bill Clinton robbed the Social Security Trust Fund, and they used it when Clinton was president. as a general fund and spent it. We need to demand that the Congressional Pension Program is going to repay the Social Security Trust Fund, and these congressmen that are getting ready to make seniors look like beggars are going to go on Social Security. Their pension program must repay Social Security. You can't imagine how you can rob, and Bill Clinton did that with his Secretary of Treasury, and they spent the money. And now they're saying, we've got to bankrupt it. We've got to move the disabled, and look at the foreign illegals, where the money's going. People, I need to hear from you. The veterans are literally being robbed. Employees, $400,000, and there's no justice. Our Justice Department selects laws, and we must let our voices and our prayers. So will you call me today and say, Faye, I'm going to become a partner. I want to know what's going on. I want your face facts every week. I'm a prayer warrior. And maybe you are watching me and you're disabled and you're limited with income. Pray for me that God will bring men and women of great substance into our ministry. We are ready to launch this television program. We are ready to go. All we need is around $250,000, and it's done. Hi, I'm Faye Hardy, and I'm preparing our intercessors to assume the responsibility God's given us in 2016. Blanket America with the gospel. Don't miss this month's Partner's Gift, Faith to Move Mountains. This is by Judge Hal Morris, an attorney and counselor at law in Georgia. He's also a judge. It's a powerful book. You have to grow to be an intercessor. For those that'll give a $50 monthly gift, we need partners. We want to send you this month's Partner's Gift, Faith to Move Mountains. You've got to build your faith. Or if you would just like to make a one-time gift of $100 and ask for Faith to Move Mountains and become one of our prayer warriors that's going to take America for God.
Faye wants to hear from you. Her desire to see America come out of exile is raising up one of the most powerful, informed, anointed, and united prayer networks in America for America. She is organizing Christians for the U.S. Constitution to give uncompromising believers back their voice and witness. If this program has blessed you and you believe in what Faye is doing, contact her, pray with and for her, partner with her. She would love for you to host an Insight rally in your church or city. Organize an Intercessors with Insight prayer team or join one. For a complimentary pocket-sized constitution or Faye's fax, call or email Faye 407-265-0700 or faye.usainsight@gmail.com. Write Insight USA, P.O. Box 917689, Longwood, Florida 32791.